Hello everyone. Welcome. It is Wednesday, December the 9th, 2020, and I am near Torrey Pines, California, and I'm actually at the location where I took the picture for what turned out to be my best-selling book, Restored to Freedom. And it was the beautiful sunset that captured my eye with a sun that looked like a cross, and I had no idea that I would ever write a book, much less that be the cover of my first book. But this is the location. In fact, I'm sitting in a rather precarious position that is in the middle of this huge, I don't know what you call it, cliff or gulch or whatever you want to call it. But if I sit too far to my right, I will slide down about 30 feet and be scraped up and hurt. And if I go too far, a couple inches to my left, I will slide down what's probably 50 feet. So I have to make sure that I don't move much today, other than when I'm done. And then I'm going to try and give people a tour and walk all the way down to the beach, because there are a lot of surfers that are here. And again, I learned last time I was here that this is called Black's Beach, and apparently it's a nude beach, but I'm praying to God that there is nobody that's got their clothes removed today. And that way I can take you all the way out to the beach and you can see some of the surfers. And it's interesting because I think, yeah, you can actually see it on here. Right there is where La Jolla Cove is at, where I was at yesterday with all the seals and the sea lions. So you can actually see it. Normally you can't see, it's not this clear. It's a very, very, very clear day. There are a few clouds out there in the ocean, but inland here there's not a cloud in the sky. It's very sunny. And so anyway, I'll take you on a tour, as there are a bunch of surfers that are walking down with their surfboards and coming up when they're done surfing. So it's interesting. I oftentimes can hear the surfers talking, and they were saying this morning how perfect the conditions were. And there were some people over there taking pictures, photographers, professional photographers. And I was able to stand over there. It was actually too breezy. I was going to do it up there from the top of the cliffs, but the wind was about 10 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour. So anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Southern California. Again, not far from San Diego, just northwest of San Diego, about, 10 miles. And staying actually in La Jolla, which is a beautiful place. I really am grateful, thankful for the Lord blessing me. And tonight I'm going to be actually doing some ministry in Chula Vista, which is just south of San Diego, for my friend Julio Figueroa. Doing a home group tonight at 7 p.m. If you want to attend, you're in the San Diego area, let me know and we'll send you the address. We're keeping it private. And then this Saturday I'll be in Ojai, California, just northwest of LA. Bread Broken Ministries. I guess Meg Ryan used to live there. I don't know if she still does or not, in Ojai, and some other movie stars. It's a very nice area that sits down in a valley, and they are known for, I guess, some of the fruits and wine maybe and stuff that they grow there. There's a huge airplane. And you might hear, I've heard some military jets flying by. Miramar Air Force Base isn't too far from here. And I heard some jets yesterday, I heard them again this morning. If you remember seeing the movie Top Gun with Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis, they have the airplanes that they fly very near here, and they make very loud noises when they go by. So, all right, and then on Sunday, I will be at the Hope in Christ Satacoy Church in Ventura, California, and then I am going to take off for several weeks. I'm not going to do ministry. I need a break. I am pretty darn tired from all the ministry that God's provided this year, and I know He's preparing me for an even busier next year. So I need some time off, and I know people reach out all the time and ask for prayer and stuff, but we all need time away. We all need a vacation, and even though it looks like I'm on vacation all the time because I have beautiful backdrops and stuff, but I still do ministry every day. Did ministry yesterday, did a session with a person from Chicago. So, all right, and then January the 10th, I'll start back up again in Greenville, South Carolina at the Faith Family Church, morning and evening. January 15th, be in Birmingham, Alabama. That's a Friday night. 4 Points by Sheraton. January 16th, Atlanta, Georgia, at the Atlanta Marriott Perimeter Center, Hotlanta. And then January 23rd, Charlotte, North Carolina, Renaissance, Charlotte, South Park. Got a lot of people signed up for Charlotte. I had never done ministry in Charlotte before, so, and I'll be adding some more. Probably be doing that over the holidays, getting some more things scheduled out. So, and probably do some Florida things too in February. All right, so gotta make sure that I'm careful here and don't fall left or right, so that I don't fall down 30 feet, because I'm in a very skinny rock formation here in the middle of this huge gulch / cliffs area. But topic of the day is what motivates you to do what you do. Why do you do what you do? Have you ever thought about why do you do what you do? I know a lot of people that get into ministry have been hurt, and have been hurt deeply, and so they want to help people. But a lot of people that are in ministry, if they're not gotten themselves healed and delivered, which simply means you've forgiven those who have hurt you, you can see them through Christ's eyes, and you can truly forgive them. You don't have bitterness for them, you don't have anger, you don't have tears when you think about the things you've gone through. And if that person's never said that they were sorry for what they did, and they came up to you, how would you react? Would you get mad? Would you get angry? So if you've truly forgiven, then that's a great place to be in as far as ministry-wise. But there's a lot of people that are in ministry that have not truly forgiven, have not truly gone through deliverance and healing, and so they are wounded. And it's not a good position to be in, to be wounded and then trying to minister to people, because you essentially will oftentimes hurt them and hurt the people that don't need any more pain. And it's hard enough, dealing with people who have been wounded and try to ministering to them, try to love on them, yet also having a healthy boundary and so forth. But that's what we have to balance here at the ministry Restored to Freedom. It's one of the hardest ministries in the world, is deliverance. And my team, I hear from them all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, I was taking this person through deliverance. They started manifesting, started taking an offense, started getting angry, started blaming me, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yep, sorry. That's what wounded people do. So it's very important that people that are doing ministry are healed and delivered. And I know it's a process for a lot of people. A lot of times you take months, and if not years, to be healed from some of the traumas that people have gone through. I look back at my life, and I didn't have any abuse from my father or my mother. I was treated very lovingly, and I got spanked by my dad when I needed to, but I didn't get spanked very often because I felt pain when I got spanked, when I got switched by switch. And I worked really hard on the farm and stuff. But there's a lot of people that have been hurt deeply from their fathers or their mothers and or stepfathers, stepmothers. And I don't know how that feels, because I've never gone through that. But I know that the people that I've ministered to, how it has hurt them and how it's deeply affected a lot of people. And my heart goes out to them. So my heart, my pain point came in through marriage and having to deal with some people that were hurt deeply from growing up from their own fathers and being wounded, and or mothers, and or sexual stuff that's happened to them. So and I can see what the effects are in a marriage, And my heart goes out because I want people to have healthy marriages and happy marriages and joyful marriages. But I know that it takes two. And you could have one person that chooses to do everything they can right to get delivered, and then they have a person that they're married to that refuses to do and admit that they have anything wrong with them. And then they control and they manipulate and they hurt and damage that person. And if that person refuses to get delivered, then the only recourse a person has is to separate so that they can have peace. And then they can try to get that person to see that they have challenges to work with. So, all right, so let me go on to my blog. Have you ever thought about why you do the things that you do? Why do you spend the bulk of your time working at the job, career, or ministry that you are at? Why did you marry or divorce the person that you did? Why do you do what you do in your leisure time? Why do you eat the foods that you do and not eat other foods? Why do you exercise or not exercise each week? Why do you read the Bible or not read the Bible? Most in the world simply try to get through one day in order to get to the next day, but rarely think about why they do the things that they do each day. They usually justify that the reason they work at an unfulfilling job is because they need to make money, so they can buy things to live or provide for their families. When I think about why I do the ministry that I do, trying to help people get healed from their past soul wounds and delivered, it is because I lived through some personal pain that was deep, and want to help others to be aware of how they can actually get freed so they don't have to endure the same pain. I want to save marriages from strife because I had to endure a great deal of arguments, and it was really hard to live day to day, month to month, year to year with constant friction. And then the ministry costs me everything. I have no home of my own or apartment as I travel around the country and live with other people or stay in Marriott hotels. I cannot ask people for money. That was one of the things I told the Lord I would never do, is to ask people for money. It just feels slimy to me. And the Lord said that He would honor that, and He would speak to people and have them make donations and or buy my books and so forth. And so I will not ask for money. So I have to trust the Lord to provide for everything, and that others will donate or purchase books to help them grow spiritually. So I want to personally see millions of people have their soul wounds cleansed and be delivered from their demons that torment them to torment others. Now that's why I do what I do, is because I truly want people to be healed and delivered. Obviously, I'm not in this for the money. If I was driven by money, I would not do ministry, obviously. I would do software with banks and stuff. That was what my background was, and I was good at doing it. And I managed relationships, corporate relationships, for the largest internet banking company in the United States that actually was out of... I hear a drone. Let's see where it's at. And there's a bunch of birds flying over me. But I used to work for the largest internet banking company. They were headquartered out of Calabasas, California, which is northwest of LA. And they had acquired a company called Enfront that was selling to a bunch of credit unions that was out of Norcross, Georgia. And then they merged. And then when I started working for them, they were bought out ultimately by Intuit Financial Services. And then prior to that, I worked for a compliance company, banking compliance, the largest compliance company in the United States, called Banker Systems, out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. But I went through some things, and I wanted to help people because I saw the need was great in the church, that the church did not know and did not really deal effectively with people who were married and miserable and were hurt and hurting. And I was like, God, somebody's got to do something about this because it's a mess. And these big churches, medium-sized churches, smaller churches are failing the people. And what good is it to go to church if you don't change, if you don't actually truly behave in a better, godly way, in a loving way? What good is it if you're in a relationship with someone, married to someone, and they're abusing you and they're hurting you. You know, I know so many people in their lives that attend church, and they get hurt and they get hurt and they get hurt and they get hurt, and their spouse is the one that's being mean, and then the spouse lies about them and tries to act like they're all sweet and nice and that they're the good one when they're not. They're the abusive one, and they won't be honest. And so, you know, that's what drives me, why I do what I do. So God knows our hearts and what motivates us to do what we do each day. He knows if we are motivated negatively by greed, sexual perversity, fear, anger, vengeance, jealousy, selfishness, bitterness, or if we are motivated positively through love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, or self-control, which is the fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:16-26 talks about both fruits of the flesh and fruits of the Spirit. So Saul became king because the people demanded that they have a king, but his motivations of his heart ultimately were not what they should have been. So God's anointing left Saul, and it came upon David. 1 Samuel 13:10-14 says, "Now it happened, as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering, that Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might greet him. And Samuel said, 'What have you done?'" Again, Samuel is the prophet. Saul said, "When I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that you did not come within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered together at Michmash, then I said, 'The Philistines will now come down on me at Gilgal, and I have not made supplication to the Lord.' Therefore I felt compelled and offered a burnt offering. And Samuel said to Saul, 'You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded you. For now the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever. But now your kingdom shall not continue. The Lord has sought for himself a man after his own heart. And the Lord has commanded him to be commander over his people, because you have not kept what the Lord commanded you.'" 1 Samuel 16:7 says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, 'Do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart.'" And that's what's so critical, is so many people that are in life will look on the outside appearance of a person, and they will make the decisions based upon what they believe that person is without seeing their heart. And oftentimes you can't see the person's heart until you are around them for a while and you get to know them. Some cases, if you're going to get married to someone, they oftentimes don't manifest what's really inside their heart until after you say "I do," because they know that if they get mad and mean and angry at you, you're not going to say "I do," and they will not be able to get you. And that's why it's a challenge. I mean, that's oftentimes why, you know, the best thing to do is to be around the person for as much as you can, for as long as you can. So David had a heart after God's own heart, which means that he would do what the Lord wanted him to do. So, yes, he messed up, you know, when he lusted after Bathsheba, and then compounded the problems by having her husband killed in battle to try to cover up their sexual indiscretion. But when he was confronted ultimately by Nathan, he admitted it, and he repented, and he endured the consequences. Many who do not have the Lord's heart will not do what the Lord wants if it costs them much. God is looking for men and women who are willing to sacrifice their own selfish and prideful wants and desires in favor of doing what he wants. It is never easy to give up your own wants in favor of the Lord, but your eternal blessings and rewards will be well worth it in the end. So, why do you do what you do? Most of the time it is because of what happened to us in childhood. Many who become pastors or counselors or psychologists, it's because they were hurt growing up and they want to help other people to get healed and freed. Unfortunately, if they are not trained to understand that wounds lead the demons tormenting them, then they are not able to get to the underlying root issue to get people truly healed and delivered. Also, if they have not been delivered themselves, then they will have pride of desiring to control other people, which makes them feel good about themselves, but does little to truly help others get healed and restored. Some people are in jobs because they decided to help those less fortunate to be loved on, as their previous jobs were only about making the most money that they could make, yet they felt totally unfulfilled. When you are able to find the job ministry that you are able to truly make a positive impact and improve the lives or marriages of people, then count it as an honor as unto the Lord. Most pursue careers that will pay them the most money that they could make, but they often have to compromise their godly values. Some are blessed with kingdom jobs or careers where they can make larger amounts of finances while still being able to help others. Many people do what they do because of the pride and esteem that they feel from other people. Many are in ministry operating out of a desire to have their image stroked to appear to look good, when in reality their hearts are puffed up with pride, and the only reason they are wanting to help others is to get more people to think how important that they are. But unfortunately, it is all self-motivated. If you are doing anything other than out of a pure and loving heart, then often the Lord cannot bless it, and you will be doing it out of a prideful spirit, and ultimately, it will fail. So Galatians 5:22-26 talks about the fruit of the Spirit. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law. And those who are Christ have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, which is prideful, provoking one another, envying one another. If you do not consistently have the fruit of the Spirit in your life, then you will be motivated with selfish and prideful desires. You need to pursue inner healing and deliverance in order to be set freed from the wounds of your past, so that you will have godly intentions and desires in doing what you do. Ask the Lord, why do you do what you do, and He will tell you. It may hurt, but it's always worth it to do a self-assessment with the Lord. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on a quick tour. I'm going to walk down this cliff without falling. And we'll see how long it takes me to get there. All right, so here we go. Let me pop this off of here. Let me flip this around so you can see. See, this is why I have to be careful, so I don't fall down there and go boom, because that's right next to where my foot's at. Not good. And then if I go this far to the left, I would fall down there. All right, so let me move this down. All right, now I'm going to go carefully up here. All right. Again, I'm going to turn around. Right, that's where I was at. Julio's on here. Hey, Julio. Today we are praying that we don't see any nude people on the nude beach, that they all fully are clothed, because I want to go see some surfers. So here we go. See the cover from my book. The person was standing right here. How cool is that? You can see these bricks on Restored to Freedom. See, right there is where my where my chair was. And now we're going to walk down without falling. Whoa! Whoa. So you could slide down that way really fast, but would probably not be safest. And out there is La Jolla.
This one right here. I know, that's all I know.
Beautiful day. Okay, let's keep making our way down, not step on the metal slots. See, look at that. There's surfers there climbing down a very steep. All right. Beautiful day in the ocean. Whoa. The trick is not to trip, because if you trip, you get hurt. So. Oh. Getting closer. Almost there. Almost there. This is a great leg workout, especially going up. Going down's not that hard. All righty, we are here at the beach. Okay. Made it. So that's where I came up at. I came down. Now let's go see the surfers. Again, you can see La Jolla in the distance. Beautiful day for the beach. See, right there's where I came down. Again, it's about 68 degrees, probably 70. And very sunny. Hi, birdie. Wow, I see a bunch of surfers over there, like 30 of them. And then tomorrow I'm doing an interview with Cindy and John, going to give their testimony from LA. That's going to be at a special time tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock LA time. You don't want to miss that tomorrow. I'll be promoting it. I've gone surfing once in my life in Malibu, and it took me about 10 tries before I finally got up on the surfboard. Wow, some of those are pretty big waves. Okay, now let me zoom in on the surfers. Wow, somebody just flew up in the air. Wow. Very cool. Here in near San Diego. Alrighty, well, is it cold? It's about 70 degrees right now. I don't feel any breeze, and it's sunny. Wipeout. Hey Cindy, I see you on here. See you and John tomorrow, 1 o'clock Pacific time. Gonna be a beautiful day for a testimony. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. So see you tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.